Azura Wilder caught her first breath on 12 June 1998 inside a stilt-legged birthing hut anchored over the emerald shallows of Coron Bay in Palawan. Outside, phosphorescent plankton still glimmered beneath the dawn surface, while her mother, a nomad jazz kulintang percussionist whose slides pressed sampaguita pedals between brass gongs, drummed a sleepy ostinato that hushed the last night geckos. Her father, a coral reef cartographer who sketches cloud silhouettes on rice sack scraps, leaned close until their noses grazed and promised his daughter that trade winds, tide shifts, and timid gossip always bow for a spirit that fills her outline and never folds inward. Curves bloom in every branch of the Wilder clan the way mangroves lace new islands. So nobody blinked when baby Azura ripped a second cotton wrap before the fisherman's horn blew. Lola Crescencia slid a fishbone needle through the frayed seams, patched them with foil cut from a parcel, and chirped that extra cloth cost only centavos, while teaching a child to shrink could rob her of horizons not yet imagined. Primary classrooms smelled of chalk dust, dried seaweed snacks, and anchor rope. Azura already towered half a head above her seatmates, shading the overhead beam each time she diagrammed English idioms. One monsoon recess, two boys skipped circles chanting, "Cargo ferry," each time her flip-flops slapped a hot box square. That evening, she combed the tide line for soda caps, burnished mirror bright by surf, threaded them on fishing twine, stitched the tinkling strand down her aqua sweatshirt, and marched through classroom doors next sunrise, scattering kaleidoscope glints across ceiling panels. A volunteer reading coach snapped 9 shaky seconds on a candy bar phone, posted the snippet to a newborn video site, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers cheered the girl who spun ridicule into lighthouse sparkle. Azura won a secret vow in violet gel along her spelling sheet, clouds huddle only until you flash them bright. Beacons belonged to the floating barangay market where her mother's gong polyrhythms braided with sizzling milkfish, the creak of bamboo outriggers, and tourists bargaining for calamansi juice. Store-bought jeans jammed at Azura's thighs, so she swapped tip-jar pesos for sun-bleached gillnet, unraveled it into soft cord, crocheted high-rise culottes, sprayed dugong silhouettes in squid ink, and posed at sunset against rust-flaked anchor links while her cousin snapped grainy photos. She launched an image diary called Lagoon Lantern the very week a slick photo app rippled across patchy island towers. Captions leapt between Vice and slang and plain English truths like curves brace typhoons steadier than seawalls. Before 16 candles, she counted 53,000 unseen friends, double-tapping every mango gold frame, proof that distant screens drowned cafeteria whispers louder than any prefect's shush. An ocean technology scholarship carried her north to the University of Queensland. Daylight dissolved in reef sensor labs. Nights belonged to a 24-hour satay truck glowing neon coral near the dorm quad. The heat lamp became her single softbox. During lull stretches, she filmed 90-second reels, curling parchment wraps into frangipani barrettes, while decoding dart rotation in a voice half surf hush, half lecture zing. One clip layered dolphin whistles atop a pocket synth's bassline while she chain-stitched reflective paracord into thrift store denim. 48 hours later, the reel skimmed past 1 million plays. Pacific-style blogs crowned her the satay carte couturière. Yet every sponsor mail in her inbox stalled at size 16. Azura slid each proposal into a folder named Shrinking Nets, wiped peanut sauce from her cup, and turned another skewer. March trade winds blew in an email from Columbia Sportswear inviting her to design a salt spray capsule labeled Tidal Pulse. She returned 3 iron terms. Patterns must reach 60-inch hips, half the crew hired from regional TAFE design grads, and 10% of net profit directed to coral spawn nurseries in the Sulu Sea. Columbia signed before sunrise frosted the lab windows. The shoe unfurled on a sandbar where baby stingrays dozed beneath glass-flat water. Azura coached curvy paddleboarders across turquoise gloss while a drone scribbled lazy figure eights overhead. When the lookbook dropped, every extended size shell vanished in 41 hours across 26 countries. Lagoon Lantern vaulted beyond 700,000 followers. Still fragrant with lemongrass smoke, she dug behind flour sacks, balanced her phone on a soy drum, and live-streamed tear-bright gratitude beneath buzzing florists. Little checkpoint. If that surge already sparks your chest, tap subscribe now. One gentle press locks your bow seat so every new swell of stories lands in your feed before algorithm wind shift. Spotlight shimmer lured rumor goals. A gossip blog claimed Azura welded carbon plates around her waist between shots. Pre-dawn, she paddled a bamboo board past Reef Crest, stood steady in sport top and linen shorts, traced each stretch stripe with crushed bougainvillea bloom, and rang a gong roll that sent seagrass rustling. 10 million viewers reposted the jam tag bougainvillea proof, brushing pink dust across their own curves until gossip ebbed out like low tide. Satay card wages braided with capsule royalties and condensed into Wilder glow. A whipped custard blending coconut cream butter, calamansi oil, and mica specks that flare pearl beneath foam flash. 19,010s cooled on her father's pontoon workbench, lids knotted with braided crab line, and stamped moisturized your horizon. Stock vanished in 82 minutes, raising $194,000. 20% launched Beacon grants, delivering heavy-duty surgers and hydrophone kits to plus-size teens in island villages from El Nido to Siargao. Within 9 months, 36 grant winners staged a floating fashion and whale song fiesta aboard a refitted rice barge glowing under LED mangrove leaves, streamed live to sunrise anchors from Malta to Montreal. Sitting Fashion Week carved Fresh Harbor lore when a backstage blower shredded her emerald mesh gown from rib to knee, 80 heartbeats before curtain. She ripped neon tie down off a rigging crate, laced the slit like sneaker eyelets, and strode the runway as though the splice lived on page 1. Camera shutters popped like popcorn in hot oil. Bow Coral Sea praised the rescue rope cadence, and another million Lantern Voyager surfaced before trumpet riffs warmed the after-party air. Sabotage tried a second pass when a jilted agent leaked chopped milk alleging Azura demanded abalone sliders and helicopter rides for her rescue sea otter, Echo. She posted the full thread showing refillable water urns, jackfruit curry for crew, and caption monitors for deaf stylists. Then wired that month's affiliate earnings, $137,000. Into biodegradable crab trap pilots across Tannin Strait. Fans echoed her dockside creed, receipts shine brighter than rumor silk, until whispers wilted under noonday sun. Amid Summer Lagoon, lanterns shimmered across 6.7 million Instagram hearts, 3.3 million real Voyagers, and 2 million Steadfast channel subscribers. Engagement brushing the 10% ceiling and sending brand planners back to blank charts. Cartier beckoned her to headline Topaz Surge inside the century-old lens at Green Island Lighthouse. Azura accepted once Cartier pledged therapy stipends for Pearl Farm free diversions, rattled by rising swells. The finish reel, her wrist scattering amber shards over iron ribs, became Cartier's most saved post all quarter. Family keeps her keel even. Twice a month she streams strings and steam. Mom ripples blues phrases across brass gongs beside a propane grill. Dad recites cloud map haiku, and Azura flips thrift denim under fairy lights. One session cracked 9 million when Echo rolled across powdered sugar and sneezed a confetti blast onto the mic. A marine rescue now sponsors each stream, tagging rehabilitated otters with solar beacons, bankrolled by Wilder Glow. Low revenue topped 12 million before its second birthday. She leased an old tuna cannery, slashed skylights through corrugated ribs, and hired furloughed deckhands plus design grads to whip and jar custard. Each tin knocked shut by hand during midday stretch dances to Gong House remixes. Efficiency consultants begged for heat bands. She replied with her mother's motto, "Fingertips guard legends long after robots forget and rope ties stayed." She threads mental health true through every post. Basel Cliff portraits sit beside night truck selfies, captioned "Same sky, different weather." Breath loops captured in blue holes come with grounding sheets in English and Tagalog, plus sliding scale therapy links. 110,000 followers cite her shoreline candor as their first calm harbor. Community rides glow in crushed shell paint. Hundreds cycle the coastal loop at dusk wearing Wilder Glow on collarbones and LED jelly tassels on spokes. Ticket cash thickens beacon grants and builds wheelchair snorkel lifts at reef coves. Fish shacks fry late because calamari basket sales jump 15% on ride evenings. Azura leads on a vintage cruiser with Echo plush snug in front, stopping to retie any rider's flapping lace. Her memoir, Currents Keep Names, hits 11 languages next spring, while a string crew films her plan to repurpose retired Tide bulls into floating maker lab for archipelago schools. Puma's Y2A Wave lantern sneaker launches next quarter, threaded with reflective rope and cushion and algae foam, funneling 10% of revenue into beacon projects all around the Coral Triangle. Second shimmering cue, if your subscribe button still shows red, turn it gray. One click secures your spot on the bow, so the next story sails straight into your feed before algorithms pivot. When playback settles, slide into the description, waiting there. Fresh Wilder Glow restocks, the express lane for Beacon grant applications, tonight's Strings and Steam playlist, and one understated compass, a research-rooted set of conversation sparks and calm confidence drills charting the surest path to real love and the most reliable way to make any woman who meets you feel that spark. Free. Yours with a single tap. And if it's soda cap, spine, rope, cadence gown, rescue, or echoes, sugar sneeze rolled a grin across your face, smash that like heart, share your brightest ripple in the comments, and pass this voyage to a friend whose sails sag in still air. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts moonlight, and the South Pacific bows to anyone who plants both feet on deck and greets tomorrow full-eyed. Last quiet breeze brushes your speaker. Subscribe now, claim your rail spot, and meet me on the next rising tide when another story flickers beyond the reef and courage calls your name again.